Kelly Kitley to talk about seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD. Good morning to you, Kelly.
Hi, Ma. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. And we talked about this a little bit at the top of the show. It's a very real feeling. Some people feel like it's kind of cozy and they're okay with it being darker earlier, but a lot of people are not.
Yes, absolutely. I heard what both you and Tiff said about this change in season, and it is very real. There is a normalization component of it's getting darker, people's moods are a little lower, perhaps, or they're not feeling as social. But what is really important to make sure you are keeping an eye on is if symptoms are lasting persistently for 2 weeks or more. So that might include feeling less motivated, maybe overeating, oversleeping, not moving your body as much. And the good news about this is when we start to become aware of these symptoms, they are treatable. So when we reach out to our general practitioner, we can get many different options to help us enhance our mood as well as manage this season.
I think one of the best things about talking to you about this right now is letting people know it's a real thing, first of all, that there are treatment options, so there's hope. But I think a lot of people tend to dismiss it because we have this season every year. And so we think, well, this is just how I feel this time of year.
Right. And that's just not living our best life, right? I think we can sometimes do that with other symptoms like perimenopause. It's just normal. You're supposed to be feeling this way, but we really want to enhance our quality of life. And so, having an accountability partner, maybe taking a walk, like Tiff said, when it's 5, sometimes it feels like 8. So being able to get out at that time or take a class at 6 o'clock at night at a community college or a pottery making class so that you aren't just staying at home. And like what you said, Molly, I think sometimes we can embrace this time of year. Get that cozy blanket, light some candles, get your favorite cup and make some hot chocolate or tea. I think sometimes we have that negative self-talk when we are sitting on the couch and watching TV. This can be a time to calm down, embrace, slow down, as well as, that rush that we feel as we're with our families around the holidays.
I like those ideas a lot, Kelly. Whether it's being cozy at home with a hot cup of tea and maybe a great movie, or it's taking a class. That's a great idea because it's sort of you're learning something, you're stimulating your brain, but there's also some socialization to things like that, like doing pottery or even painting. How do you feel about what we call the happy light?
I love it. Now, I can't necessarily quote unquote prescribe that for my clients because I'm not an MD, but it is accessible for everybody. Happy lights, if they're 10,000 watts or above, can have a real impact on our brain and create more serotonin. And so the way that looks is that people can talk to their doctor about, would this be a supplemental piece or tool for me to be able to enhance my mood? And so a lot of my clients will sit as they drink their coffee and maybe read in the morning, and it just elevates the mood and provides more light to then be able to extend that throughout the day because our bodies are changing as the season changes as well. And so we might need some external enhancers. Sometimes my clients will take supplemental vitamins. And so it is important that we do really focus on taking care of our mental health during this time of year.
Yeah, I'm glad we have this graphic up because you mentioned supplements like vitamin D is one of the things we're lacking so much. Sometimes you may even need an antidepressant if symptoms persist, and that's something you would want to consult with your doctor. How do you feel about the role of nutrition as it relates to helping ourselves feel better during this season when a lot of people are feeling down?
Oh my goodness. Well, especially as we're celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, we have a tendency to eat higher fat foods and sugary foods. And as much as I want people to indulge and not feel quote unquote guilty about imbibing in different types of foods and drink, it is important that we are mindful of what we put into our body. If we're eating a huge piece of cake, the likelihood is that we get this huge sugar rush and then a crash crash. And similarly with alcohol, alcohol is a depressant. So that impacts our mood, maybe not in the moment, but certainly the aftermath of it. And so what I like to do is set my clients up for success and myself, so that we're not hitting January and saying, oh my gosh, I have to take out alcohol and food and move my body extra. What if we were more mindful in the way that we go into the holidays so that we're not feeling like we have to engage in this all or nothing behavior?
It's so great, not putting it off. We ran out of time, but I just wanted to mention one of the things you say about supporting others is to not dismiss when someone talks to you about feeling sad this time of year. Don't minimize it because it is a real thing.
Absolutely. The worst thing we can do is dismiss or minimize what somebody is going through. So just be present and listen to what they're saying and really encourage, that they get the support that they need, either through their doctor or oftentimes loneliness and isolation absolutely impacts mood. So reach out to one another and just check in.
I love that. Kelly, thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving to you.
Molly, you too. Thank you.
Yeah, great to see you. And to rewatch this segment or to send it to a friend or loved one,